currently trying to hide in the corner. He wants back up there. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, you got it. Oh, I'm sorry. You hate me, don't you? Hello, welcome back to the channel. Before I'm gonna say anything, yes, I'm recording in the same day. Yes, I do feel sick, but I want to get a head start because I always stress out, and I know I'm just gonna keep myself up and be worried if I didn't record a day ahead like I usually do, because that's my schedule. So hopefully you're not too upset seeing the same setup, but after this day hopefully everything will be good and I will be able to record in my regular setup in the cat room. But for now we're gonna go and start this video about 9 cool statues, and then I've rated them. And I say 9 because it was really hard to find these statues, like too hard, because I guess Google kept on thinking I was looking for actual like mini sculptures of animals and statues to buy from like Amazon or eBay. So I couldn't really like specify from the US like their state animal statues. It was just really difficult to find. So I found 9, and they're all from the same website. And I just used their information from that website, so hopefully that's not like too angering. But yeah, it had all the research that I needed, so I give them credit down in the description. But for now, my name is Aquaria Doyle. My purpose here on YouTube is to provide educational animal-related videos, so that way me and my team can open up our very own animal rescue center here in the near future. So if you're interested in that animal-loving journey, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. That way you're notified by every single video that we post, which is every single day. Be sure to check the description down below for the research that I did for this video, which is like one link, and the Arizona Humane, or the US Humane Society. I don't know if I said Arizona in the last video, I hope not. The US Humane Society events page, which is only virtual events going on right now because of what we're going through right now, and the links for all the donation pages for animal related organizations. So yeah, let's get into the video. So I am rating these statues based on the following things, which is purpose and looks. I didn't really go off of looks, I basically just went on purpose. What is the purpose of the statue being there? Is it special? Like, what is the story behind it? I always like really enjoy the story behind statues, because you can't just put a statue there for no reason. At least that's what I think. I like to have a backstory about the animal that I'm seeing, and I don't know, I find a bit of comfort in it because it was based off of a real animal that had a life and it had a purpose and had a personality, and I like that description more than just a statue that's just there just to look good. I don't know, that just might be me, but that's how I'm rating these statues. So at number 9 we have Tigers of Princeton, New Jersey. This is a mascot of Princeton University. And more tiger statues can be found throughout the state of New Jersey. And the reason I put it at number 9, which is the lowest, and these are not all these statues in the US that I know of. These are only some, so I'm not going to say the top 9 because it's not. But this is just some 9 and I rated them. But anyway, let's go back to number 9. So the reason I rated this as a 9, because it really didn't have a purpose. It was just there to look pretty. And I understand that, yes, tigers are beautiful animals, and I get the gist of it, but you know, it really didn't have a purpose to me, and I like a good, wholesome story behind it, even if it's just the artist. So at number 8, we have Art Institute of Chicago Lions. These are 2 lions that guard the Institute, and they have been there since 1894. Now, this specific entry made me consider how long the statue has been there for. And I know that's a really big factor, but I liked the fact that it had a purpose of being there. And I don't know, I like the backstory more than just like it's been there for this long, it's just part of the state now, and that's great. I love that. But I like the story behind it, and that is another reason why it's ranked as number 8. And yes, at this point it was just not going off of looks anymore, but once we get to number 1, you'll understand that it is kind of about looks. But yeah. So at number 7, we have New York Public Library lions. These 2 lions named Patience and Fortitude, I really am not good at pronouncing words. They're made out of white marble, and they have been there since 1911. And it was funny because I was reading this, and the lions that we just discussed before in Chicago were like, we have the best lions compared to New York, and it's just like they have a feud between their lions, and I thought that was really funny for some reason. But yeah, I just put that there. It didn't really have a story for me, and I was kind of disappointed because it's just like, why did you choose the lions? Why did you choose a tiger? Like, why is that your animal of choice? And I understand it's just like, well, it's for protection. It makes us look fierce. And I was like, okay, well, like, that's great, but I'd like a more meaningful thing. Like, you spent so much time putting the statue there, having the artist make that statue, and purposely crafting it into that area. Like, there has to be more purpose to it. I don't know. That might just be me. I think too much about things. Okay, at number 6, we have the Wall Street Bull. So this is a 3.5 ton bronze statue, and it was created by Arturo Dr. Modica, an Italian-American artist. This bull is located in Bowling Green Park, or a little bit near it. And this was specifically a gift from the artist to the city. And yeah, that was the purpose. And I felt that had more of a personal tone to it. I was having a hard time deciding whether this entry and the next entry should be like flopped, because this had more of a meaning to why it was built than the one that I'm going to discuss. But it was mainly because the next entry has more to do with the actual animal itself. Like, there's more meaning to the statue actually being there, and we'll go over that. But yeah, I placed this at number 6 because it had a purpose of being there. It was a gift from the artist, and they put their time and effort into this statue, and they just gave it to the city as a gift. And that, in my book, means purpose for the statue. So at number 5, we have sea lions in San Francisco, and if you know what I'm talking about, you'll know that Pier 39 is known for the amount of sea lions that come seasonally onto this floating dock. And I have seen so many videos of it throughout the years, and it's just a popular area for these sea lions to go and gather and like sunbathe and just hang out at. And it's also popular for the tourist. So like I mentioned before, I rated this kind of high because it had a purpose, because it actually had to do with the sea lions. Like, it was built because of the popularity of the sea lions, and I feel as if that is a wholeheartedly purpose for the statue actually being there. And I thought it was so cool, and the style. Tigger's laying on the mount. The style of the statue was actually really unique, and I actually really enjoy it. And if the camera's sideways right now, because Tigger is laying on the camera mount. You may not bite my notebook. But yeah, that is why the camera is sideways, is because of Tigger. And you know, I'm gonna let him live his dream and lay on the camera mount if that's what he wants. So at number 4, we have Stone Mountain horses in Georgia. So from what I have gathered is that these, they're more of carvings, to be fair, but it is technically a statue, if you will. It is created by the same artist that created Mount Rushmore of the presidents. And it was based on a vision that he had. Take that for what you will. But these are horses carved into granite in Stone Mountain. And I put that so high because, well, it's the artist that created Mount Rushmore, and it might have just been a vision, but it literally tells a story in the statue, in the carving. And I think it's just so much more unique than the other statues, even though this is totally a carving and not a statue. It still was very unique, especially since it is considered a statue. So at number 3, we have Secretariat, Kentucky Horse Park. Secretariat was actually the most famous race horse in the world. This is a bronze statue in Lexington, Kentucky, and this horse is very well known for being a Triple Crown winner and is very well known for actually winning a 30 length at Belmont Stakes, and people recall that as a very memorable moment in history. So, and it was pretty cool because it showed how much people cared for this horse enough to actually make a statue of the horse. And I feel as if it has more meaning because it shows that people actually sympathize with animals, and not all people in the world are cruel human beings. And it's hard to not think that because I come across a lot of stories, especially since I do a lot of research with animal stuff. It's hard to think that a lot of people in the world aren't cruel, and that might not sound fair at all, but that is just how my mind thinks, because I've just come across so many stories out there where people are just very cruel and not humane, and it upsets me. So to know that there are people out there that really care for animals just makes my heart happy. So at number 2, we have Old Shep, and I'm not sure if they are just pronouncing it Shep or if it's sheep, but I'm gonna pronounce it as Shep because that's what it implies. So it's Old Shep from Montana. This is a bronze statue in Fort Benton, Montana, and it's a sheepdog. So the story behind this statue is that the owner of the dog fell ill in 1936 and in turn went to the hospital in order to get treated for that, and the dog waited outside the hospital doors for his owner. And unfortunately, the owner did die a few days later, and the family wanted his body to travel east to, I'm assuming they wanted to bury him there. The dog Shep followed the train that had the casket on it, and for 5 years after that, the dog met every train hoping to see his owner again. And this dog was called Forever Faithful. And this makes me kind of sad because why wouldn't you involve the dog? Why wouldn't you take in the dog? Because obviously that owner treated that dog with so much love and respect that why wouldn't you take that dog in? Why would you just abandon the dog? It makes me upset that no one really cared about the animal until they just made a statue about it. And the statue was actually made in 1994. But that the owner died in 1936, which means that random people heard about the story and then ended up making the statue. So I'm pretty sure people weren't even related to the situation. They just sympathized with the dog, and that story was enough for them to actually build the statue, which is kind of sad. But good in a way. It just shows how good and loyal dogs are to us and that we don't deserve them. So now the one that you have been waiting for, number 1, is Balto the Husky, located in New York City. Now, why it's in New York City beats me, because Balto is actually from Alaska, so I'm guessing New York City just wanted to be the biggest of them all and wanted to be like, we want to take the story and make our city about that. So I just don't know, but he's located in New York City. He is near the Tisch Children's Zoo. And you can see, so this is what I was talking about earlier, which is why I mainly put looks for this statue. His ears and his back have been rubbed on for about like a couple decades, because children go up on the statue and rub the dog's ears and back as if it's a real dog, which is very, very wholesome. It was very pleasant to actually read that. So the story about Balto, if you haven't already seen that animated children's movie about it, he was an Alaskan sled dog that helped save the lives of so many children during the deadly 1925 diphtheria outbreak in Nome, Alaska. The sled dogs were the only way to get medicines, since they were able to travel through freezing temperatures and blizzards with no problem. And they traveled about 700 plus miles, these dogs. It was so amazing. And Balto was the leader of a team that last delivered medicine for the illness that was going on at the time. So that is Balto's story, which is great and all. And I'm gonna say that is just wonderful. But like, if Balto deserved the statue, so did all the other dogs. But I guess it's just a memorial for not only Balto, but all the dogs that actually did do all of those great things. And I chose that one as the number 1 because it had the greatest purpose. This dog saved so many lives. And, well, not just this dog, but he led his whole team, and him and his team helped so many children and saved so many lives, and I felt as if that had a greater purpose than any of the other statues on the list. And that is why I chose purpose, is because the story behind the statue makes it more meaningful. It stands there with a true purpose. So yeah, that is the list. I hope you enjoyed this list. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed the video, and if you think I missed a certain statue that you know in your personal area, or if you visited somewhere that you know there's an animal statue that you really enjoy. Let me know down in the comments below. But other than that, I again hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow, where hopefully I'll be in a better setup than just my bed. But yeah, bye guys.